Almost forgot to put my microphone where you might be able to hear me this morning, Terry. How are you today?
I'm pretty good today. Yeah.
You feeling
So
good today?
yeah, I'm feeling all right.
Mm.
You know, it's a good day. It's foggy here and a little cold, but probably not as cold as it is where you're at.
No, Chicago's like 5 degrees out. Terry and I before the show we were showing each other our back scratchers because where I live, well, for me anyway, when it gets super cold, my back gets so itchy. So I hate the cold, but
Yeah.
anyway, it's I hate the cold's ramifications on me. And then when you go outside and it's like 5 degrees outside. So people say, would you rather it be hot or would you rather it be too cold? To me, the answer is really simple. If it's too hot, right, you can wear a t-shirt, you can wear shorts. You don't have
Hmm.
to wear a t-shirt if you get in shape, right? So that's a motivation maybe to get in shape. And then you can be a little bit more comfortable, right?
Yeah.
In the cold, if you step outside, you can have layer after layer after layer on. When you come back inside, sometimes you can't shake that cold off for a half an hour. But when
Yeah.
it's hot out, you get that little bit of that little bit of sweat cover, if you will. When you
Hmm.
come back in and the air conditioner is on, man, you instantly get cold.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
And
for me, the cold is much worse than the heat.
and it's really for me. It as I got older, the cold is worse for me. I seem to be cold all the time. So
Mm. Probably need a little bit of iron and check the anemia levels in there, maybe, Terry.
that's probably right. So
So a couple growing pains, but we're also going to try to roll out some new things in 2022, going to full card. We had a pretty decent day yesterday, had some nice picks. Today, we're going to try our luck at Aqueduct, Terry.
hmm
It's an 8 race card. I think the track is fast. And well, in doing so, we'll pull up our full Aqueduct picks here. Right here they are. Race number one. We'll get started right away. So, race number one, Terry, before we get going with this, let me just kind of run through a little bit of what I'm going to do today differently than I've done in the past. We've talked about these alpha angles.
yeah.
So, today in my analysis, I'm going to list all the alpha angles that some of these horses qualify for. And
Okay.
again, these are angles that hit according to Barry Meadows and researching thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of races. You should go to Amazon and get his book if you're a serious horse player so you can understand the numbers, so to speak. These are all angles that hit in excess of 12% because the average race in America has 8 horses. That means a horse just standing alone numerically has a 1 in 12 chance to win, or a 1 in 8 chance to win, or a 12% chance to win. So anything that wins at over 12% creates value, or alpha, as they call it in the stock market world. So the first race, Terry, that we're going to deal with today is race one. It's a $70,000 maiden special weight, and it's 1 mile on the dirt. This is something else that I want to kind of try to introduce to us in 2022. So we've talked a little bit about this stuff when we do our full races. So I went ahead and looked at every 1 mile race on a fast track so far at the current meet at Aqueduct. Here's what I came up with.
Mm.
The first call, you can see the win rates there. So the horse that's first at the quarter mile marker wins 20.69% of the time, second, and so forth. There you can see the post positions, what the post positions have done so far, and then the jockeys who have had the highest win rate. Now, the jockey here is just for the first race. Going forward, I have it for all races. I just didn't have time to go back and do all of them. So for 1 mile on the dirt, looks to me like you kind of want to have a speed horse in the first four, and post position looks like probably first, second, third, or fourth, or fifth in terms of the post, right, Terry?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
So looking at this, you got Kendrick Camouche, who is riding. He looks to me like he's the guy you might want to consider looking at this particular race. He's won a lot. Top jockey at the distance for race number one. Let's go ahead and make our picks then, Terry.
Okay.
So for race number one, what you got?
Okay, I have number 4, Rush to Honor. Ran a nice third in his maiden race after coming in the stretch 6 wide. And the trainer wins 30% of the races when his horse runs its second career race. And then I like number 1, Got the Gold. Troubled at the start and finished second last race. The trainer wins 29% of the time when bringing a beaten favorite back to the race. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 2, Feathers Road. Ran second at 6 furlongs last race and now goes to a mile, which should fit in his running style as he closed for in his last race. Number 3, Dream Point is my fourth pick. Lost footing in his last race and was only beaten 2 lengths in the first in that race uh, since July. He changed to jockey Kendrick Kamoosh, who in the last 7 days have won 6 out of 19 races.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to start with the 2-horse, Terry, Feathers Road. And as I mentioned, these are all alpha angles. So it has one of the top 3 morning lines. One quality race so far in its life. Top pedigree score, Terry. Finished in the top 3 in its last race. Has a top 3 last race speed figure, and a jockey who's winning at above 16% so far at the current Aqueduct meet. Got the gold. Terry, put the fastest quarter mile fractions out of any of these horses on paper in their races. Top 3 morning line. Horse finished first, second, or third last out. Coming back to the track with 20 days or less off, Terry. So that's a pretty good sign right there. Was the favorite last time, and the trainer has clicked it off at over 16%. Dream Point also had a top 3 last race speed figure, top jockey in there as well. Rush to Honor, number 4, top 3 morning line, finished in the top 3 last time out, and has the top jockey in terms of win percentage so far, and for this race anyway, at Aqueduct. So that wraps up race number 1, Terry. Race number 2 is 1 mile on the dirt. Again, it's a $55,000 starter optional claiming. And just to kind of recap what those winners look like, Terry, from 1 mile on the dirt. Here you can see the first call, 10%. The horse that was first, it's 20.69% of the time, Terry. It looks like if you post position 3 or 5 with Kendrick Kamoosh or Eric Cancel in the irons, you have a pretty good shot of winning those races, Terry. How do you like them in race number 2?
Well, as you said, 3 or 5 is good. And I start out with number 3, Saratoga Kisses. Finished third versus similar in the last race. Lasix is added this time and has a sharp workout on December 31st of 49 breezing, 32nd placing out of 181 workouts. Then I like the 5, Waters of Maroon. Won her last race, has the best dirt speed among today's starters. And then I like number 4, Landfrankenfile. Finished in the third 5 of 6 races, winning one of those races, and then switches to a high percentage jockey, Jose Ortiz. And then number 6, Baby It's Cold Outside, won the last race and has a sharp workout of 49-1 breezing.
A song that got banned, right?
Yeah, that's it.
It did get banned. People get mad about music. But anyway, race number 2. If you think about music throughout the course of the years, the things that have said in there, and for them to pick that song. Anyway, race number 2, 5, Waters of Maroon, top morning line, one of the morning line favorites, top 3. Has the top pedigree for the distance and surface. Did finish in the top 3 last out. Had one of the best last race speed figures. Won its last race by more than a length. Consecutive speed figure increases, and one of the top jockeys in the field. Number 3, Saratoga Kisses. Again, one of the morning line favorites. It has 3 quality races. Finished in the first 3 last time out with one of the top last race speed figures. And when you look at its opening fractions, it has some of the fastest opening fractions achieved by any horse in this field, and one of the top jockey trainer combinations. As you mentioned, Baby It's Cold Outside, Terry does have a strong jockey, did have a good finish in its last race. And then I agree with you, number 4, Landfrankenfile, whatever that is, showed the fastest opening quarter that any horse has put on paper in the last 10 races. Top 3 morning line, 3 of its races have been high quality starts, top pedigree, and has the top jockey so far at Aqueduct for the current meet for this race anyway.
Yeah. And, we might want to, I don't know when your hot dog is, but mine's the first 4 races, and the first race is going to go off in about 25 minutes. So we might want to show the hot dogs.
Well, let's get through race 4, and then we'll come back and do the hot dogs.
Okay.
And then we can do that. I think that makes good sense, Terry.
All right.
So race number 3, Terry, is 6.5 furlongs. It's a $20,000 maiden claiming, 6.5 furlongs on the dirt. And much like we did for the mile on the dirt, I also did the work for 6.5 furlongs. I hope I have them in the right order. There we have it, 6.5 furlongs, and how they stack up so far at Aqueduct. So in the current meet for the fast track, you can see that 40% of the horses, there's only been 10 races so far at Aqueduct at the on a fast track at 6.5 furlongs. The horse that was first at the quarter mile marker, Terry, won 4 of them. That's a pretty good number, no?
Yeah, it is. It's very good. Yeah.
And you can see that it looks like the wins are kind of spread out from post position, but 4 and 5 have done pretty well. And then I put all the jockeys in here who managed to win more than one race so far at 6.5 furlongs. And you can see their winning percentages. You have Dylan Davis and Manny Franco, which doesn't surprise me because both of those are pretty aggressive riders on the front, Terry. So let's go ahead now and take a look at, tell us who you like with your picks in race number 3.
Okay, I like number 6, Aranjas.
Mm-hmm.
He has the highest last race speed rating, and then drops in class today. The trainer wins 57% of the time when their entries use LASIK for the second time, and blinkers are added today. Then I like the entry 1A, Looking to Heaven in Any Minute. LASIK is added to Looking to Heaven, and then Any Minute drops in class and also has LASIK added. I like number 4, Marathoner. Drops in class today, first time LASIK, and the trainer wins 25% of the time when doing that. The jockey in the last 7 days have won 5 out of 19 races. Then I like number 7, Piepo.
Number 7?
Yeah, drops
Yeah,
in class.
Pepito.
Petito, yeah.
Pepito.
Drops in class today. Trainer wins 26% of the time when going from a maiden race to a maiden claiming.
So I'm with you. I like number 6 too as well, Terry. Añores, top 3 morning line. Horse is, as you mentioned, dropping in class. Had, as you mentioned, the top last race speed figure, and has shown that it can be one of the fastest out of the gate according to its fractions. I prefer the 1A, Any Minute. It's another horse dropping in class. As again, another horse that's put together some of the fastest opening fractions, and you have one of the best jockey trainer combinations with the 1A. Number 7, Pepito, is another dropping in class, Terry. Is another that's run pretty quick out of the gates, has one of the top last race speed figures. And then I'm bringing it home with number 2, Creative Magic, Terry. It just looks to me like the best of the rest in this field. So I think after the top 3 horses, it kind of falls off from there. Race number 4, Terry. This is your box it up. So these are 4 horses, Terry, that we put together in a exacta box for $1, for a trifecta box for 50 cents, and a superfecta box. And yesterday, you were the first one of us to hit all 4 and put them in together for, what was it, a 10-cent superfecta, paid like $5.20 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what did the exacta and trifecta pay? Do you remember?
Yeah, I have it right here. If I can get it open real quick.
In the meantime, tell us about the horses that you like.
Okay. Actually, in that race, the exacta paid $10.10, $10.10 for $1, and the tri paid $8.80, and the superfecta paid $2.44. So,
all righty.
And so for today's race, for the 4th race, I like number 4, Rainbow Gal. Won her last race at Aqueduct and likes the distance and this track. Then I like number 3, High School Crush. Ran second versus similar in the last race. The trainer's really been on fire in the last 14 days.
Did you have one of those, Terry?
One of the
High School Crush?
I absolutely did. Yeah, absolutely did. Yeah. So anyway, and it lasted for 3.5 years.
Oh,
yeah. Didn't get married to her though. She married somebody else.
maybe it was a blessing.
It probably was. Anyway, and then I like number 7, Guns Blazing. Has early speed, finishing second in her last race, earning the highest last speed rating in the bunch here. And then I like number 2, Big Q. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best third speed is fastest among today's starters.
So for me in race number 4, Terry, I don't have it as my box, but I do have Big Q. The horse is taking a drop in class. Does have one of the better jockeys in the field. Number 4, Rainbow Gal. Top 3 morning line, finished in the top 3 last out. Does have one of the better race speed figures. Showed some really good opening fractions in the last couple races. Won its last race by more than a length. Has a top trainer. High School Crush, Terry. I didn't really have one until I got out of high school. Then I finally had a girlfriend for about 1.5 years, and then her mom didn't like me. But anyway, High School Crush was a mistake. Anyway, Finished in the top 3, top jockey trainer combo. Finally, number 7, Guns a Blazing, ran the fastest fractions any of this horse has been able to put up in the last 10. Finished in the top 3 last out. Last race speed figure was above par for this group, Terry, which is usually a pretty good sign. And then you have consecutive speed figure increases. And at this point, Terry, you mentioned you wanted to bring up our hot dog pick fours because they are what I do, Terry, is whatever you put in, I put in. So if you do your hot dog and pick what, the first 4, I do my hot dog. So I chase behind you.
Oh, okay.
So there's your hot dog pick 4, Terry. Tell us the numbers you got there.
Okay, I like in the first race the 4, 1, and 2, and then the second race the 3 and the 5. Third race the 6, 1A, and 4, and the fourth race I like the 4 and the 3.
Yeah, I have the 1, 2, and 3 in race 1, the 3 and 5 in race 2, the 6 and the entry, and then race with the 2 horse, and then the 2 and the 4 horse in my hot dog. Both of them work out to be about $18, Terry. Not bad. So we didn't spend our full allotment of $20 with the hot dog. I just missed my hot dog yesterday with that last leg. I don't know what those horses were doing in that last leg yesterday at Turf Paradise, Terry.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, anyway. So race 5, Terry, is, again, we're going to go back to 1 mile on the dirt. It's $25,000 maiden claiming race, Terry. And just to kind of quickly recap what a 1 mile on the dirt winner looks like at Aqueduct meet to date, you can see here that looks like you want to absolutely be in the first 4 at the quarter mile marker, Terry, because if you're 5th and out, you can see that win percentage drops dramatically. It looks to me, again, like you probably want to be in the first 5 post positions, but probably most races are only 6 or 7. So I would say the first 5 look like it has pretty clear. If for some reason the 4 struggled, and Kendrick Camus so far has done pretty well at the distance. So that's how these races, what I call a profile of a winner, break down. Tell us how you break down your picks in race 5.
Okay, in race 5, I like the number 2, Incontrollable.
Incontrovertible. Yep.
Yes. Ran second in the last race and received the highest last speed rating. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then I like number 6, Exfiltration. Drops in class today. The jockey in the last 7 days has won 6 out of 19 races and ended up in the money 12 out of 19 times. Then I like number 1, Elegant Laban. It showed improvement in her last race. And then number 5, Really Psyched. Lots of experience, average works.
And this Incontrovertible, Terry, is your best bet of the day, right?
It is, yes.
Indeed. So Terry's best bet in the maiden claiming is number 2, Incontrovertible. It is my top choice as well. It's one of the morning line favorites. It doesn't win a lot, but it does finish in the money over 50% of the time, Terry. Did finish in the top 3 last out with a speed figure that was over par for this level. And you do have a pretty solid jockey and trainer combination here. Exfiltration, Terry's dropping in class, did have a top 3 last race speed figure. Solid jockey in there. Number 5, Really Psyched, has some of the fastest opening quarter fractions any horse has put up in this field. And then last time out, did that as well. Number 1, Elegant Laban, Terry, has one of the top 3 last race speed figures and a nice quality race in there as well. Race number 6, Terry, is a $55,000 starter allowance. It's 1 mile on the dirt. We just went through that, so no need to bring it back up again. For me, this is my best bet, Terry. Suspended Campaign, the 2 horse. Last time out, has one of the top. It's one of the morning line favorites. I think it's 9-5 favorite. It actually is the favorite, I think. 4 high quality starts. Finished in the top 3 last time out with one of the highest last race speed figures. When you look at its fractions, it has been able to put together some of the fastest opening fractions out of any horse in this field. Number 1, Clo Rose, is my second choice, Terry. Top 6 high-quality starts in its race. Has finished in the top 3 last time out and has one of the better jockeys so far at Aqueduct and one of the top 3 last race speed figures. And again, what I'm doing here is reciting the alpha angles, as I call them. So these are all angles that hit universally across the country at more than 12%. Number 4, and actually I set the bar at 15%, Terry. So all of these angles are 15% angles studied by thousands and thousands of horses. The number 4 is Alpine Queen. ran the fastest fractions that any horse has put together in their last 10 starts, has the top pedigree, 3 high-quality starts, Terry, and number 6, Blushable, some of the fastest opening fractions in the last couple races, solid jockey, 2 high-quality starts.
Yeah, for me, we have the same horses. The only thing is, I'm going to try to beat your best bet of the day with
Not going to
number
happen.
one with Chloe Rose. She ran second and received the highest last speed rating. And her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And she has a sharp workout on December 21st. 48.4 breezing, 21 out of 81 out of 181 workouts. So number 2, Suspended Campaign, ran second at Aqueduct at today's distance, and she likes the track. Mm-hmm. She has a high percentage winning jockey, Jose Ortiz, number 4, Alpine Queen, won her last race at Aqueduct at today's distance. Has a good workout on December 21st. And then number 6, Blushable, has won 2 out of 8 races this year, one at today's distance.
Next race coming up, Terry, is race. I'm confused on what race we're on. Race number 7, right?
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
Because we just did my best bet. So race number 7 is also my box it up, Terry. So let's pull up race number 7. I have the 5 horse. You don't even have the 5 horse in your picture, which is kind of interesting to me. This is a little dyslexia there. An $84,000 allowance optional claiming rate, 6.5 furlongs on the dirt. And let's pull up the what a 6.5 furlong on the fast track profile of a winner looks like at Aqueduct. There you have it. Again, they've only run 10 races so far at this distance on a fast track, Terry. 4 times the horse that got to the lead won. Most of the time, it looks to me like the post positions are pretty fair. 4 and 5 have won 2. Everybody else, except for the 2 and the 6, have got 1 W. And then all the jockeys on the right are jockeys that have won 8. Well, in this case, these are all the jockeys who have actually won at the distance. So Dylan Davis has 2, Manny Franco has 2, and Camus, Saez, Castro, Luzzi, Silvera, and McCarthy each have 1 win at 6.5 furlongs on a fast track at Aqueduct so far. As far as my picks are concerned for my box it up, Terry, I have number 5, Just Read It, as my top pick, dropping in class 4 high-quality starts. Top jockey and trainer combo in the field. Number 1, they have the 1, and I think there's a 1A in here too, Terry. But I just have the 1 is my top choice of the 2. Okay. It has 6 high quality starts, top pedigree for the distance and surface, Terry. Finished in the top 3 last out with one of the best race speed figures. Won that race by more than a length in 3 speed figure increases. What a solid jockey. Number 2, Easy to Bless, Terry. Won more than 40% of its races, 7 high-quality starts. Finished in the top 3 with one of the best last race speed figures. And then finally, number 3, Patty H. Showed the fastest fractions out of any horse in the last 10 races. Wins in excess of 40%. 8 high-quality starts, dropping in class. Finished in the top 3 last out. And then won its last race by more than a length with one of the better jockeys so far at Aqueduct in terms of the win percentage. So that's my box it up. And I picked it because I think the 5 horse is 6-1, the morning line number right now. So I'm kind of hoping that I can catch some prices in race number 7. What about you?
Well, to me, it's one of the most competitive races today. It's one of the ones that is most wide open. And so I'm not like surprised that I didn't pick the 5 because it was hard to decide who to go with. But I like the entry of the 1A, Spun Diet, and she's a little edgy. Spun Diet won 2 races in a row and now going for hat trick, has the highest last speed rating. And then she's a little edgy, had trouble in her last 2 races, which affected her performance. She won 3 races in a row prior to that. Then I like number 2, Easy to Bless, ran second in her last race at Aqueduct and has 3 bullet workouts in a row. Then I like the number 3, Patty H, won last race at Belmont and has been working well in preparation for today's contest. And then number 4, Trinity Luck, likes to go to the front and lead all the way, but lost all chance last race because she was bumped at the start pretty badly. And she drops in class today.
That brings us to the last race, the nightcap, Terry. It is a 1 mile on the dirt course race made in special weights for $70,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And taking a look at this race, Terry, again, people, if you want to see we can bring it up real quick one more time. The way that you win 1 mile on the surface at Aqueduct, there it is, Terry. Early speed, inside post, good jockey. Tell us how your picks line up.
Okay, I like number 5, Our Captivating. Ran second versus similar in last race and just missed winning, receiving the highest last speed rating.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 9, Mama Said No. Finished third and versus tougher in the last race.
I
Drops
thought you said knock you out. Mama said knock me out.
Yeah,
Little LL Cool J for you there, Terry.
That's right. Anyway, she drops in class today, and she has a sharp workout on December 31st to 48 breezing. Was the 8th best out of 181. And number 3, Cape Cod Causeway. Finished 4th in a maiden race on the turf and now tries dirt. Lasix is at it today. And then number 1, Sweet Lies. Lasix added today, and the trainer wins 19% of the time. First time that he returns to the dirt.
So I have Our Captivating as a top pick as well. Finished in the top 3 last time out with one of the better speed figures. Cape Cod Causeway is a horse that also had one of the top last race speed figures. What a good jockey on there on board. The Sweet Lies, the number 1 horse, Terry, one of the race favorites in here, and it has improved its speed figure, Terry, in its first 2 starts. So something you want to see. Some race-to-race improvement and getting Lasix, as you mentioned, for the first time. And then number 4, Know It All Audrey has another one that performed pretty well last time out with the speed figure numbers. And nice closing horse there. Would be nice to see that one get a little bit of Lasix too, but it's not. So maybe Know It All Audrey can get the job done. There are our full card picks for Aqueduct today, this day, Thursday, January 6th. Let's go ahead and take a look at our prime rib pick for us, Terry, for the last 4 races. And I think they're pretty similar. We both did 3x4x4x4 in terms of the setup. So we have the same 3 horses in the race 5, the 2, the 6, and the 1. I know the 1 horse is not my third pick in my regular selections. In fact, you'll see that the 5 horses, but I moved the 1 in there because it has better odds.
Okay.
And then we both have the 1, 2, 4, and 6, just in a little bit different orders. I have the 5 horse. You don't have the 5 horse at all. Outside of that, we both have the 1, 2, and 3. You have the 4. I have the 5. And then race number 9, you have the 9 horse. I don't have the 9 horse. I have the 4 horse, and you have the 9 horse. Both of them are $96. So just a quick recap of all of our picks today, Terry, just to run down them again. So let's take a look real quick again at all of the Aqueduct picks. There they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then here is our hot dog pick for races 1, 2, 3, and 4. The prime rib pick for races 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here are our box it ups. Boom, boom, boom. And then my best bet today, Terry, is in race number 6 with suspended campaign, and yours is in race number 5 with incontrovertible. So that is our full look today at Aqueduct. Let's go ahead and take a look at something else today, Terry. You also did your best bet today, Terry. Before we get to your best bet today, how did your best bet do yesterday?
Okay, yesterday my first choice actually ran third, paid $280, and my second choice, Dubai Key, which I was really having a hard time between making that my first pick or the 9 my first pick. Anyway, Dubai King won the race, paid $720, $460, and $320. My third pick, which was a long shot, ran out. But today,
all right. But
as
today,
you're getting it up.
Yes, I'm ready. Just go ahead today. Today you're at Laurel Park.
That's right, and it's the 6th race. I like the number 5 Halite, and has finished in the money 65% of the time during his career, winning 24% of those races. This year, he's finished 75% of the time in the money, and he's won 38% of the races. And then I like number 1, Good Luck Chuck. It's like $2.
$2, Chuck.
Yeah, that wine. Anyway,
Uh,
good luck. Chuck likes the track finishing and the money 7 out of 15 times, won 3 of those races. The distance won't be a problem as he's finished 3 out of 4 times at that distance, and he won one of those races. And then number 2, Bellarmine Hall has won the last 2 races in a row, is going for a hat trick. He has a good workout on December 24th, 101.6. It was the 5th best workout of 29.
Fantastic, Terry. So every single day, Terry puts his best bet of the day up over at horseracingtoday.net. So on the weekends, you can go over and check that out. That'll work out. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what some of these Russian things mean that come in, Terry.
I don't either.
They're going to hack our election and our picks. But in any case, you can head over to horseracingtoday.net, get all of Terry's best bets over there, even on the weekend when we're not live. Tonight, Terry, we're going to have on a special guest. We're returning back to the Players Edge podcast or YouTube show now, I guess. It's Rosie Naprovic. She'll be on to talk a little bit about her career. We'll be making some picks for a few races over at Fairgrounds. That's her specialty. So that'll be a great show. You can check that out tonight at 9:30 Eastern time on Horse Racing Radar TV, which is where we are now. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. So when we go live at Rosie, you're notified. Hit the bell. At the same time, you can follow us on Twitter at Horse Race Today, and same handle for Facebook. You see it scrolling on the bottom down there. It's Horse Race, the number 2, and then day. You can also check us out there. Sean will be, Swiss Army Sean will be sending out a notification about a half an hour, 20 minutes before we get started with Rosie tonight. So if you follow us on Facebook and Twitter, you'll get notified every time we're about to go live. So you don't miss a show. You don't miss a pick. You don't miss a special guest. Tom and I will be back tomorrow to do our Foreign Fridays, as Terry calls them.
Yeah.
So that'll be at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. I don't know if I've changed the time with Tom yet, so I'll have to talk to him about that. But we'll be doing Foreign Fridays tomorrow, so make sure you check that out if you'd like to do a little bit of international racing early in the morning, if you have insomnia racing, as Tom calls it. And then finally, we hope that yesterday you did take our advice and go over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet and register and take advantage of yesterday's free track. It was Delta Downs, Terry, using our top 4 picks. Have any idea how much potential money was to be made there yesterday?
I have no idea, but maybe 10 grand.
Maybe a little more. But yeah, if you took our top 4 picks and just different combinations, exactas, trifectas, that stuff, pick 3, picks 4, the potential payouts were in excess of $15,960.
Wow, that's fantastic.
We had a $7,429 pick 5 for the last 5 races, Terry.
Wow.
Well, you would have had to go deep in one race. The first leg with the first horse won, the first pick. The second leg, our second pick won. The third leg is where you would have had to gone deep. It was our 4th pick. The fourth leg, our 3rd pick, and then the last leg, our 2nd pick won. That combination paid out $7,429.60.
Was the 3rd leg? Do you know if it was a maiden claiming or?
I don't recall, Terry. I can look it up real quick. But today's free track, if you head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet, is Sam Houston. That's the track of the day over there. So I can't say that we'll have a day today like we had at Delta Downs yesterday. But heck, just go over, register. It doesn't cost you anything, and you'll get Sam Houston's picks for free. And you'll see in race number 1, the 2-horse Break at Dawn is our pick to click, as they say. All right, Terry, that wraps up Thursday. You get vacation. You'll be back with me tonight with Rosie. And Saturday, Terry and I will be back to cover all of the major stakes races in the morning so that you'll be prepared for the big money pool races, hopefully to catch some nice winners there. Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here this Thursday?
Yeah, what time is that going to be on Saturday so folks know? That's going to be
probably the same time. So we'll try to see. We start at 11:15 because I really would rather start at the top of the hour at 11.
Yeah.
But that's because we did some homework over the holidays and we found out people were coming to the site a little bit earlier. So we wanted to meet people where they are, so to speak. But we try to get started by 11. But what happens is those scratches come out and then it sends Terry and I scrambling. And I just can't get the charts up. I just can't get the picks up by 11 o'clock. So that's why we start at 11:15. Maybe we'll move it to 11:30. That way we're starting at the bottom of the hour and not in the middle of the hour. But that's why we're starting a little bit later. And hopefully Saturday we'll be able to do it at 11 o'clock. Well, that's 11
Okay.
o'clock, 12 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock my time Central, 9 o'clock Terry's time.
That's correct. So, and also just want to say, I'm really looking forward to tonight's guest. I followed her career, and she's done fantastic. She's really a great jockey and really a nice person, from what I can tell. And she does a lot for horse racing. So,
She does a lot of aftercare stuff, and we'll get into
Yeah.
all that tonight. I got a few jockey-related questions and why they do some of the things that they do. Hell, if you have a question for Rosie, you want us to ask it, you can email it to me at gtsrichb@gmail.com. You can post it on our social sites at Facebook or on Twitter, at Horse Race Today, what you see on the scroller below. Or you can join us tonight if you subscribe on YouTube. And if you're here at YouTube, while you're at YouTube or on Facebook, give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Tell your friends about us on your social sites. And on YouTube, subscribe. And then in the comment section, both on Facebook and in YouTube, you can ask Rosie questions while we're live tonight if you're with us. Sound good?
sounds good. Yep.
All right, Terry, as always, we hope everybody has a fantastic Thursday. And may all of our picks, especially mine, end up in the
Winner's circle.
Have a fantastic Thursday, everybody.